Why?
Because two major things have happened since we had the meeting with the Prime Minister. Number one, the talks with the Labour Party collapsed. They collapsed it, and we should have collapsed it when the Deputy Leader of the Labour Party, Tom Watson, said that the Labour Party was now a party of remain and reform. And the second big thing was the speech that she made yesterday, the announcement that the withdrawal agreement with its 10 points, with the possibility of a customs union, the possibility of a confirmatory referendum, these were red lines. We fought a general election a couple of years ago against all of this, and now it seems as if everything is on the table apart from no deal for this Prime Minister. And I just think that now, Norman, the mood in the party has changed. We're fighting elections tomorrow for the European Parliament, which of course should never have happened. We should have left on March the 29th. All the opinion polls are pretty grim reading. And following her speech yesterday, I was on the terrace of the House of Commons talking to a number of my colleagues, people, and looking at the WhatsApp group that we have as well. And it's quite clear that since her speech, a number of people who voted for her deal on Go 2 and 3 are now going to vote against it on Go 4. And indeed, even people like Andrew Percy, who voted for it the first time, is now voting against it. So if anything, it seems as if more Conservatives are saying no. She hasn't brought the Labour Party on by the looks of it, and even if she did, that would be quite a dangerous situation for her to be in. And I've just spoken to one of the DUP and they said they're not going to touch it.
So that's what you think should happen. How do you make it happen?
Well, we're going to have a meeting of the 1922 this afternoon. You just heard Charles Walker. There's 18 of us on the executive. Charles is of a firm opinion that we should not change the rules in order to test MPs again before December. But my view is that we should. And whilst we didn't take a vote last time we discussed this issue, I am going to push it to a vote later today. And we should then have an announcement about 5 o'clock whether I've been able to convince enough of the committee to change the rules in order that we can test opinion. But we still have to get letters into the chairman of the 1922 committee, Sir Graham Brady, and only when there are sufficient numbers in will that confidence vote be triggered.
So do you think there is any prospect that Mrs May will still be in place to bring her bill to the Commons in that first week in June?
I very much doubt it, and if the Chief Whip, and I read reports of the Cabinet meeting yesterday, and it seems as if a majority of the Cabinet were against what she announced later on that afternoon. A number of them were really surprised by the way that she announced it, because they thought they'd convinced her to go the other way. So if you've got a growing number of the Cabinet now against her, and clearly the talks I'm having with my fellow colleagues on the Conservative backbenches is that there's a growing discontent with the way Theresa May has handled this. Then you've got the elections tomorrow. We've only got to wait until Sunday to get the verdict of the people. So the Prime Minister wants a people's vote on whether her deal's any good or not. She's only got to wait until Sunday for those results. I just think that there's been a mood change now, Norman, and I don't think that she is doing any favours to her successor when she says that she'd rather get this deal through and then they can take it on to the next stage. Because what she will be doing is handing them a poisoned baton. And far better that we listen to all the candidates, and the leadership election is underway, by the way, whether the Prime Minister likes it or not. They're in full throttle, whether they're in the Cabinet or not. Then let's have somebody who's got a clean sheet and being able to reboot the negotiations with the new Commission.
Okay, Nigel Evans, thanks.